Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one, the only, your host of the afternoon, Mackenzie Kunko.
All right, everybody, it is time to start a show. So, we are going to start it off with all of our lovely comics and students. Um, and they're all going to be performing their own stand-up routines that they made themselves, which is super cool and super awesome. So, let's get it started off with someone who's been here for quite a while and is super duper funny. Give it up for Carolyn, everybody!
Yes, I have been here a while. I've been here for 20 years. Okay, so I'm sure we all know that some pretty bad things have been happening this year. The pandemic, the hornet wasps, the fire ants, World War III threats, and I know everything is like super cruddy right now, but I just want to try and make it a little bit better. So I have this thing called OCD, and basically what it is, it's thoughts in your brain that tell you that something bad is really going to happen unless, here's the fun part, unless you do like a sort of ritual thing about it. So mostly, like for me, my rituals are like tapping things a certain amount of times, or blinking until it feels right, or swallowing until it's quote unquote perfect. And one of the things I really struggled with was the lying and the number 9. Now, I don't know why, but they just both made me feel like so unsettled, you know? Like, it was sort of like how you feel when you sit on a public bathroom toilet seat, okay? Like, it was that kind of like shuddering feeling. So to combat this, my mom took me to group therapy, and it was fun. We got some food, you know, Oreos and goldfish, but then it was time, every day we would go out in public to sort of boss back our OCD, which is what we like to call it. Sounds a little bit weird when I say it, but that's what it was called. So we'd go out in public, I was supposed to lie to people, but in order to include my number 9, everyone around me grabbed markers and just drew 9s all over my arms. Like, they almost decided to draw them on my face, but I was not having any of that. So my arms, they're covered in 9s up to my sleeves, and I'm supposed to go out. We're in like a hospital area. I'm supposed to go up to people and hold my arms out like this, like you can see the 9s, and like I wasn't allowed to wear like a jacket or anything, and they were like, nope, you're gonna go up to them and basically commit identity theft, because I would have to lie about my name. So me and one of my friends that was also in group therapy, so we go up to these girls and they're like chatting, whatever, and I'm like walking up to them super awkwardly, like trying to like bend my arms in the opposite direction, just like waddling up like a penguin, just like being like, hi, I'm Allison. And they didn't know what to say. I mean, what do you do in this situation? Like, a little 11-year-old tater tot comes up to you, arms outstretched, basically like in full, like almost like breaking a world record for covered in tattoos, and is just like, hi, this is not my name, but I'm gonna pretend it is. And like, so then I just walked away. And like, you know how in like reality TV shows where people go up to people in public, and then after that the people are just like, so I think what's gonna happen is the ladies, they went home to their families and were like, I saw a minor with tattoos today, and she was kind of awkward. Her hair was a little bit like a coconut, but I mean, whatever. So that was fun. Totally not traumatizing. I mean, I like to think that it counts as my first tattoo. So that's my first tattoo story. And like, okay, so I told you about how people with OCD try to stop bad things with rituals. And in 2020, I told you that there have been a lot of bad things happening. So I think that everyone with OCD needs to band together into a sort of like bad thing stopping squad. And then like there'll be like a commander, like, I don't know, like, and let's say I'm the commander. I'll be the commander. So like, I'm like, everyone, all right, split into your groups. All right, we got the blinkers over here. Make sure your eyes are like, get some eye drops on your utility belt. All right, we got the swallowers. Make sure you bring, some water. We got the tappers. All right, y'all are gonna do great. Okay, now, all right, blinkers. I want y'all are gonna like combat this whole virus thing. All right, swallowers, you guys are gonna take on the hornet wasp. Oh, tappers, y'all are gonna be the World War III stoppers. All right, so everyone roll out. All right, and then like I'm just like, all right, this is gonna go great. We're gonna stop all these things, and then like I'm like, maybe I'll just check in on them. So I call up the blinkers first, and I'm like, hey y'all, how you doing? And they're like, like they're using their fingers to like make themselves blink faster, and like they run out of eye drops, and like they can't do anything about it. Their eyes are like just going like, super crazy, and I'm just like, I think I'll just leave you guys alone. So then I'm like, okay, they're not doing so well, but it's okay. We got 2 other groups. It's gonna be fine. Like, okay, it's gonna be great. Like, we can like get some backup. It'll be fine. So I go to the swallowers, and they're over there like, need water. So dry. Go. And I mean, like, that's not really the best sight to see, because like my troops, like, they're suffering. Like, I can't have this. So like I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna need a lot of backup, but you know what, it's fine. It's gonna have to be this way. And then I move on to like the most powerful group, the tappers, and I'm like, guys, come on, you gotta do this. The blinkers and the swallowers, they're all down. Come on. And they're like, it's not working. We need more fingers. And then like, I don't know, like they all like end up in little finger casts, and it's like, it's really like nothing's working. Like, it's catastrophe. And after like days of battle, nothing works, obviously, because basic human actions aren't gonna do anything. Except if you're a person with cleaning OCD, then you're like right on the bullseye, like scrub. Yeah, it's all great. So yeah, how about I think I'll just go back to therapy, because I've clearly got some issues to sort out. So I guess I'll go do that, and I'll see you later when I'm not broken. Bye.
All right, give it up for Carolyn, everybody. Da, 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 da. Awesome. Okay, next up, we have someone who I actually don't know how long they have been there, but he is also very funny, as is everybody. Yeah. So give it up for Canada Ben, because he lives in Canada, and his name is Ben. Yeah. Give it up.
Has anyone else ever gone to their parents' workplace? I don't normally, but sometimes when I'm in the States, I go to my dad's work and I sit in a desk near him. And we need to leave at like 8 in the morning and spend an hour going through buses and trains. And I used to be super dumb during this. I thought I would get arrested for going to the station without paying, even though kids went free. And I tried apologizing to one of the guards by saying, "Please don't arrest me. I'm Canadian. If we switched, I'd just apologize." Even though kids went free, which is stupid. And I also thought that the stores inside the stations are free because you have to pay to be inside it. I'm now smarter than that, but once we arrive, we go up an elevator for like 15 floors. I set my stuff down on a desk, grab breakfast, which got 7 different types of cereals, and one of them is something that I actually like. It's also got a bunch of ramen, fruits, and a table where they put smoked salmon every day. But basically, it's an amazing experience. But that all changed one day. The company has a take your kid to work day every year, but I'd always be back home in Canada. But apparently, it was awesome. But last year, they changed the date to when I was in the States, and it turns out it was wildly different than before. I don't recall most of it, but I wasn't a fan of the lunch, and it was provided, so I guess they had to make something that everyone likes the same. So if they provided something that some people liked and some people disliked, it would flop. So they made something that no one liked. Thankfully, the rest of the day was pretty cool, but I messed up badly that day. My mind was wandering, and I saw this clock in a room, and it had equations instead of numbers. So I decided to sit in there and try to figure out the equations, even though you're supposed to know them beforehand. And it turns out that that room was actually an office for my dad's boss. Thankfully, he was very nice, and my dad's job was fine, but I guess I'm not smarter than trying to get free stuff from a train station. But I do need to think about career choices because a while ago I thought about being a pilot so I could get over my biggest fear. Not my fear of heights, but my fear of dying alone. And I've even planned out the part of the career if I actually take it seriously. I'll look down at the buttons and I'll be like, what do all these do? And the co-pilot will be like, they keep your shirt closed. But I've studied this job, and I studied some planes also. And there's a propeller on each side of the plane, and I think it's to keep the pilot cool because when they stop, the pilot starts sweating. But the thing is, I don't know if I should take this job because I can't just fancy, and a good pilot wears plain clothes. Thank you. I'll be here all day.
All right, give it up for Ben. Okay, next up is the one, the only, Natasha. Give it up for Natasha, everybody. Woo!
Okay. Here, you guys don't usually hear this every single day, but this was meant to be my speech, but it turned out to be my comedy speech. So, this is the end of school year funny speech because all these speeches, some speeches for the end of school year may be very funny. I want to thank all the teachers and staff members, also Vice Principal Jerry, who's being promoted to becoming principal. Right there and then up. So, and all goodbyes to our school principal, Tesseri. I am very thankful for being able to present this speech as much as I am for having great classmates, friends, and especially Halloween time. Forget all the rest. I will also treasure this school year as much as I treasure Halloween candy. I will also remember many hilarious, crazy, and special moments in this class. One of them is when one of my friends squirted tinged salmon milk out of her nose in the indoor lunch. Sorry, but I won't tell names unless one of you guys know about it or remember. But I'm not going to talk about it. Sorry, Diksha. I learned a lot in every subject, especially in math and reading. When I learned that a Tyrannosaurus was bigger than a school bus in the classroom library, I will especially remember my teaching teacher, Miss Benzie, who helped us in all our subjects, especially in revising the Gold Rush song for the play. Thanks for the extra points for the Gold Rush project, by the way. I want to thank you for helping us learn throughout the year, especially in psychology and in learning astronomy. I want you to know that you're mostly a great leader and a teacher and a strict speaker. Hey, I rhymed there. Okay, I am done.
All right, give it up for Natasha. Okay. Next up is Giselle. Woohoo! Give it up for Giselle, everybody. Oopsie.
Okay. Hello. So there are pros and cons of being a kid. So the pros are that you don't need to pay taxes, you know. You can let your parents do all the work for you. You don't need to go to work. However, the cons of being a kid is that kids, especially me as a kid, are dumb. Here's an example. So one time when I was about 8, I was at a party in my house. I was getting kind of bored because there were only there were lots of kids there that I didn't know, and I didn't really want to make friends. So I just decided to go play with my hermit crabs. So hermit crabs are in a place that's easy to see. It's on a counter right next to the kitchen. So then I was going to get the hermit crab. So I was getting the hermit crabs. And I looked inside their shell. So in the hermit crab that I picked up, Vaporeon, yes, that's his name. I named them all after Pokemon. There was a claw in there, like a big claw guarding the entrance of the shell. And I looked at it and I wondered, what if I put my finger in there? You know, it couldn't hurt that much, right? Because it doesn't look sharp, so of course it's not going to hurt. So then I got my finger and I stuck it in the shell. Then when I did, I realized something, that pain can be caused by many ways. It doesn't have to be caused by something sharp or something heavy. It can just be caused by a lot of pressure, like a hermit crab pinch. I saw stars. I was trying to move Vaporeon out of my finger, but it was stuck there. Like, it kept on pinching my finger, and I kept on moving it while I was screaming and crying. And obviously this attracted a lot of people. They came over to me and they kind of made like a circle around me because they wanted to help, but they didn't know what to do. So then I was just kind of screaming and crying, trying to get him off my finger. And my mom came in and she said, Giselle, are you okay? Well, of course I wasn't, but I couldn't say anything. I was just so shocked. Finally, Vaporeon came out of my finger. I put it back in its tank and ran upstairs because nobody wants to see, because I was embarrassed because I just did something really stupid. I went upstairs to my bathroom, locked the door, and hid in the shower. I was crying in there, trying to heal my finger. My mom came upstairs right next to the bathroom and said, Giselle, are you okay? And I said, no, I'm not okay. She said, I have Tylenol that can help you. And I'm like, no, I don't want Tylenol, it'll hurt. Which is the opposite of what Tylenol is supposed to do. Tylenol is actually supposed to help with pain. But she said, no, it's not going to hurt. And I'm just like, yes, it will. So my mom's just like, okay, I'll let you take care of yourself then. I stayed in the bathroom for like 5 to 10 minutes, just crying and trying to make my finger feel better. But after that, I felt better, and I got out of the bathroom, and I learned not to touch a hermit crab in its shell. So, if any of you ever want maybe to hold a crab, or maybe just like kind of like maybe play with its pincers, just don't. It's gonna hurt a lot. Okay, that's all I have.
All right, give it up for Giselle, everybody. Yeah, hermit crabs, they're scary. I got pinched by one once. Not fun. Next up, you know what is fun? Haha, transitions. Rider, or more specifically, Rider stand-up. So give it up for that. Woohoo!
If you think your moms are overprotective, try living with my mom. Eat your carrots. Do this. Do that. Stop jumping off the roof into the pool. Sheesh. Soon she'll be so scared of me choking while eating, she'll feed me with an IV drip. Ugh, my mom's such a helicopter mom that my back-to-school uniform is made out of bubble wrap. Guys, you should see what my mom has me doing during Corona. Do you know how hard it is to ride a bike like dressed like an astronaut? Pretty soon, the only thing she'll let me do is read while sitting in a chair with a seatbelt. But hey, you gotta love them. Thank you.
All right, short but sweet. Give it up for Ryder, everybody. Next up is our second Ben of the day. Give it up for Ben Sadowski. I think I'm saying that name right, but I could be wrong. It doesn't matter because it's just so funny.
Okay, so pretty much, I don't know what to think of yesterday. So pretty much, it's probably one of the craziest days of my life. So yesterday, since I'm down at my beach house and everything, my dad said, I want you to try surfing. So I said, that's fine. I'll try to learn how to surf. I could be so bad about it. And turned out I really liked it. And it was so fun. So I actually had my first class on Sunday, and I had another one yesterday. Actually I had one on Tuesday, and then I had another one on Wednesday. The one on Wednesday was like 3 hours, and so that was kind of annoying, and it was really tiring. So you can assume that I was really tired right after the class. So my dad picked me up, and he was like, so do you want to like pick up lunch or something? And I was like, yeah, I do. And so he took me to Wawa. It's like this place, I don't really know that much about it, but this place right by, so we went there, and I got some food, and I also got a milkshake, okay? And let me tell you, this was an amazing milkshake. Like, my favorite milkshake is like at Shake Shack or something, but this milkshake was pretty good and a little bit hard to beat. So, pretty much I was loving my milkshake. I was loving it. It was so delicious. I went home. My mom was like, hey, can I have a sip? And I was like, sure, have a sip. So then she had a sip, and then she put it in the freezer because it was like taking a shower. And then, like, I come out to see a splattered milkshake all over the ground. And, like, I was like, my jaw was open, and I was like in tears. Like, I wanted my milkshake. And, like, my milkshake was like, filled. Like, I was so mad because, like, I really wanted my milkshake. So I was like, I need to get to the bottom of this. So I found out that my dad had opened up the freezer, and then the milkshake fell. So that means my mom put the milkshake, like, really, really bad into the freezer. So I was, like, so mad at her. So mad because she spilled my milkshake, and I really loved my milkshake. But then she said you can just have, like, ice cream tonight. So, because we had, like, a bunch of ice cream in our freezer. So, anywho, I got over it because it was, like, not the end of the world, but it was nighttime, and I was so excited to have my ice cream because I didn't get to have my milkshake earlier. And, like, I was, like, really excited because I love ice cream and milkshakes. So I was so excited to get the ice cream. So the thing is, I'm not the only one in my family who also loves ice cream. My mom likes it. My dog especially likes it, but we don't give it to her because that's bad for her. But my dad loves it, and he really likes to make, like, the mini sundaes with, like, hot fudge and whipped cream. Okay, so it will all come in later. So pretty much, I was getting my ice cream, I put it in the bowl, I got the whipped cream, and then I squirted it, and then only liquid came out. I was, like, shaking it, and then I kept doing it. I was doing it correctly, but that meant it was, like, almost done. So I was, like, oh no, the whipped cream gone. But then, I don't know why I said that, because my dad heard me, and he started screaming at me. He said, Ben, I know you're the one who stole the whipped cream when you weren't supposed to. And I was like, I didn't steal no whipped cream. And then he was like, you're lying to me. You're being so dishonest. He literally started screaming. I was, like, crying because I was, like, literally getting screamed at for, like, whipped cream when I didn't even steal the stupid whipped cream. So I was just, like, crying. I, like, ran outside and, like, took a chair, like, threw it on the ground. I was, like, so upset because my milk milkshake spilled earlier, and I just wanted to have my ice cream. But then he started screaming at me for having the stupid whipped cream when I didn't even have it. I was like furious. And then he said sorry, and I was like so mad. So thank you. That's my story of one of the worst days ever, and I'll be here all night. Goodbye.
I forgot to unmute myself. All right, giving everybody emotional ice cream. Goodness gracious. All right, next up is yet another lovely lady who has been here for quite a while. Give it up for Alice, everybody.
Thank you. So, do you have a rival? Yes, you do. I do too. Her name is Annabella, and it's not her real name, but I'm making Annabelle to protect the innocent and snooty. So, she's a girl in my class and has been at my school for 6 years. So, since she was 4. Her mom is a plastic surgeon, and Annabella says that she's a doctor who helps people when they have broken noses. Her mom apparently went to the school when she was a kid, and she's always bragging, but the teachers still bow down to her because she gives more money to the school than God. One time, a substitute teacher didn't know that they were supposed to worship Annabella. So they were just like, she was like bragging and like interrupting and correcting the teacher. And she just told her off, told her to sit down and be quiet. And I don't know why, but that substitute teacher never came back to the school. So, like, when I was in kindergarten, I thought she was cool, but obviously I was wrong. And so I asked my mom to set up a play date with her. And she asked her mom, and her mom didn't reply. So she asked a couple of times, and she still didn't reply. And then years later, a piece of mom gossip came around saying that her mom had a list that, like, her girls can only have a play date with some people. So I was like very mad, and that was like when I was like, okay, something's up. And well, her sisters had gone to the school, like she has two older sisters, and she's the third sister, and she's the youngest, and she's very used to getting her way. And they had gone to school before her, and so she always, in the school play, we were doing like a Christmas play, and this year it was like about Jesus or something, and Mary, and she got picked for Mary just because her sisters were actresses in some of the other plays and got main roles because they were good actresses, and like the rest of us were like bowing to her, and it felt so, what's the word? Like, it's like we were actually bowing down to her in real life. It just felt wrong. So sometimes she brags a lot, and she brags that she has like a house in the Hamptons, and she always does a bake sale, and she did not mention giving the money to any donation because I know she would have. And she said she had a special lemonade recipe. And I was asking her, and she was like, watercress lemonade. And I was like, that sounds disgusting. I didn't say that because I might get kicked out of the school. But that does sound disgusting. And here's the real story. When my teacher in 3rd grade, she was going on maternity leave, and we were all planning this like slide for her, a Google slide for her, saying how much we would miss her and stuff. Annabella, she planned the slide, and she kept changing everybody's work because they like didn't sound good to her, and they sounded great. And she was changing everybody's like colors and fonts. She was deleting what they wrote. And I said, I cannot have this. And I made my own slide. And she had a fit, and it was like so terrible. And I was just saying, well, I want people to create what they want to create. And she was like, oh, it feels like all my work was for nothing. And I was just saying, like, maybe if we both had a Google slide, then maybe it would be better because we could get more people to write notes. And so that was probably my worst experience with her yet. Also, she was writing a book, and it was called Coco's Story, and it's about a dog. And she somehow knows that my mom is an editor, and she asked me to edit her story. So I did, and she like basically ignored everything I said, and I didn't say much. So that's my time.
All right, give it up for Alice, everybody. Yes, some people are just not very nice. But it's fun to talk about, so that's cool. Next up, we have yet another person who has been here for quite a little while, and not quite a little, whatever. The point is, he's been here for quite a while. Give it up for Emmett, everybody. Just saying thing.
Hi. So restaurants are starting to make wooden platforms that they put in the middle of the street. Restaurants are so desperate to have customers that they are starting to make trips to Home Depot. And Home Depot is very boring. And you might be thinking, well, that can't attract too many customers. If you're thinking that, you're grossly overestimating New Yorkers. They would risk their lives and others so they could go eat Italian food in the middle of the street. And like, what's their thought process for that? Are they like, I know it's really risky to eat next to complete strangers, but my cooking is so bad, and I really want avocado toast. Elevators are also weird in quarantine. Everybody has their own set of rules for who they'll let on. I also noticed that the nicer you are in the situation, the more at risk you are to get sick. Really nice people will let anyone on, which is nice, but like they're also letting people on that might be sick, which in the long run isn't so nice. And a lot of people are, and the safest people don't let anyone on with them. And good for them, but you know, you can't really not let someone on an elevator. They could just waltz on in next to you. You can't normally physically block them from entering. I'm going to change the subject and say, the guy who came up with the word dyslexic, what were they thinking? I mean, like, it's a condition that makes you bad at spelling. And they decided to name it dyslexia, a word I can't even type on my computer. And their friend must be like, isn't that a little hard to spell? And he was like, what's your point? And what was like a doctor had to say to a patient, one of the first patients who got it, like, it seems like you have dyslexia. And the guy was like, oh, does that spell like how it sounds? No, it does not. It has a bunch of X's and Y's, you know, the most hard letters to tell where you put them in words. But like the abbreviation ADHD, that makes a lot more sense because the guy who made it probably also had ADHD because they were so tired of saying attention deficit hyperactive disorder. I mean, it's like 4 words that are already pretty big. Once you ask them what it is, they're not going to get to the last word. They're going to start looking at a butterfly or something. So ADHD, that just like rolls off the tongue. And that's all I got.
All right, give it up for Emmett. Okay, so I guess I am up next. But it would be weird to say give it up for me because that would be strange. So I'm just going to start talking. So you know how a lot of people will, I don't want to say complain because everyone's concerns are valid in most cases, unless they're being mean to people, which is bad. But some people will be like, oh my goodness, like I hate my body and stuff like that. And that is a very valid concern and stuff like that. But for me, it's kind of the opposite. And I don't mean like, oh, I love my body, like I'm so beautiful and stuff like that. No, I mean my body hates me. It's the other way around. Anything I do to try to make this god-awful flesh cage do what I want it to do, it doesn't work. It just wants to see me suffer. I have this brain inside my body, and it's trying to just vibe. It's trying to just get along with its day and carry out tasks that a normal human being would do, and maybe also some tasks that a normal human being wouldn't do, because I'm a little bit silly. But I'll try to do things that are very, very basic, like eating. There's a couple different types of food, obviously, more than a couple, but I suppose it would be better to say categories, because, you know, there's like junk food, and then there's healthy food, and then there's the stuff that you can't really tell what it is because it tastes really bad, but it also makes you feel really gross as well. So you don't know if it's junk food or if it's healthy, because junk food typically tastes really good, but it makes you feel terrible because your body's like, oh, hey, you know what? Let's eat something that tastes good. But just because it tastes good doesn't mean it's going to actually have any real health benefit to you, because that makes biological sense. Oh, and also the things that do have health benefit to you aren't going to taste good, because once again, that makes biological sense. I guess it's just because people make tons of food with chemicals and stuff like that that never should have been going into our body in the first place. And then it got conditioned. Anyway, that's a whole bunch of science. And probably propaganda as well, but that's a different story. There you go. My body hates me. Trying to talk? Nope, can't do that. You're just gonna blah 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 stutter the whole way around. But yeah, the same thing applies to exercise. Like, oh yeah, your body needs exercise to be good or whatever doctors say. I don't know. I don't listen to doctors. I don't like doctors. They're not nice to me. Well, they're okay, but sometimes some doctors are really mean because they think that I'm a kid, which I wouldn't call myself an adult. That would be a stretch. But just because I'm not 5 feet tall yet doesn't mean you get to treat me like I'm 10. That's another thing. Why have I not grown over 5 feet yet? I am literally 14 years old. Why, buddy? Why? It's not that hard. Just 1 more inch. I'm literally 4'11" and 3/4. I'm almost there, but no. I'm almost there. Okay, sorry. Disney. But yeah, in conclusion, my body's really stupid. And it doesn't like me, apparently. I don't know what I did to it. All I have been doing is trying to get this dumb flesh cage through life. But no, it decided to it decided to vibe check me. So that's my story about how my body is really weird and silly. So yeah, now that stand-up is all done and dandy and doodly-doo, let's move on to some improv games. So, first up, we have a game called Switch. And basically, what Switch is it is a game where there's going to be 2 people in a scene, more specifically, Carolyn and Canada Ben. And they'll be doing a scene, and then occasionally the person calling Switch, who will be Alice, will call out Switch. So, for example, someone will be like, one day well, they wouldn't be telling a story, but they'd be like, one day I was walking along the park, and then I saw this giant duck, and then the MC could call out Switch, and they say, and then I saw this giant cow, and so on. So, yeah, that is how Switch works. Let's get Carolyn and Canada Ben up to the stage, and Alice as well, to start calling Switch. Okay, so I am going to need a suggestion from the audience for your favorite fairy tale or your favorite book, or I'm pretty sure I'm using a prompt that usually goes with a different game, but whatever it works, it's fine. So yes, in the chat, please suggest your favorite fairy tale or story or whichever. It does not have to be real. It could be something completely made up, because those are fun too. Chronicles of Narnia, Rapunzel, Shrek 2, absolutely not. Chronicles of Narnia again. Shrek the musical. This is going to be a scene about the Chronicles of Rapunzel. So give it up for Carolyn, Ben, and Alice.
Sometimes I just wish my hair was shorter.
And sometimes I wish my hair was longer.
Yeah, I know. Twin sister. I noticed that they made a movie about me, but Rapunzel, but didn't really make a movie about you or include you at all. I guess it's because you were in the inside of the tower the whole time.
Yeah. Like, I'm the one, I'm the one that installed the door. And then
Yeah. True.
it got locked, and then I was stuck in the basement. And there's no way I'm climbing all of those stairs.
So you said you wish your hair was longer, right? Well, what if we cut my hair just to the right length and then gave it to you?
How would that work? Like, how would I wear the hair then?
Well, I know.
Switch language to French.
Baguette and follicle hair transplant.
Bonjour, je m'appelle. Bonjour, je m'appelle. Bonjour, je m'appelle. Je m'appelle Benjamin.
Oui, et s'il vous plaît, snip.
Et chien. J'ai mon chien. J'ai mon chien. Mon chien est Snowy.
Glue hair on beret and,
Mon couleur préférée est rouge. Baguette. Et baguette.
Switch back to English.
Well, I don't know what happened there. I think we just, I got possessed for a second.
I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to the dollar store to buy a wig.
Switch what you're buying.
To buy a bar of chocolate. And it's going to be...
Switch what you're buying again.
I'm going to go to Walmart and buy a bar of chocolate. And it's going to be dark chocolate. Because I have a terrible taste of chocolate.
Oh, yeah, and you can, melt it onto your head. And it'll, freeze into hair shape. And then, it'll, 100% look like mine. And we can, dye chocolate. You can do that. Oh, we'll get white chocolate. But I don't know if it'll exactly be dark chocolate. But it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Switch the color of chocolate.
But we can get Oreo chocolate. But I don't know if it'll exactly dye well.
Yeah, and we haven't considered the fact that chocolate can expire.
Oh yeah, I guess
I have zero self-control. I would probably eat my hair after day 1.
Which?
I would probably build a shrine to my hair after a week. And and I would pray to it, and I would sacrifice other people's hair.
Then I guess we need a new way to get you hair. So maybe we could implant seeds in your head and then water them, and it'll grow into grass hair.
Good idea.
Switch.
Okay.
That's a terrible idea. Trust you. That's an okay idea, but I don't know if it's gonna be. That's a decent idea, and it might be the thing that I need. So let's get this started. Where do you get the seeds from?
Well, I know a wizard. That's like over the
What's your
rainbow.
relationship with the wizard?
I have a friend who knows a wizard that is over the rainbow. I have a dog who knows the wizard, and he's over the rainbow. The wizard, not the dog. The dog is fine. But yeah, I think we have to find this wizard so we can get hair implant grass seeds.
Yep. Let's find this dog and go to the wizard.
Wait, but first we need to like plan for our voyage because it's a long time. Like it's like a 2-day voyage, I think, across the rainbow. So yeah.
Well, in that case, I know exactly what we need. A time travel machine.
Oh yeah, because then we can like travel through time in the future when we've gone across the rainbow, so we don't even have to. It'll be perfect.
Yep.
Oh, taxi.
Yo.
Listen to her. You listen to
Yo! Okay, give it up for Carolyn, Ben, and Alice. So, next up is another game called Columns. So Columns is a game where it's basically human ad libs. So, there will be 2 people in the scene, and there will be 2 columns that go along with each of them. So, the people will be doing the scene, and then every so often, they will be like, one day I was taking a swim in the pool, and then all of a sudden I ran into this, and they'd point, and their column would give them something to fill in the blank, like octopus. So then the person in the scene would be like, one day I was going for a swim in the pool and then I saw an octopus, and so on. So for this scene, we are going to be having Jericho and Ben Dowski, and our columns will be Giselle and Ryder. So let's get all 4 of those lovely improvisers up here on the Zoom stage. And guess I'm going to be switching around the prompts for the scenes, because I'm going to need some household objects that you would find in your household. That's what a household object is in the chat. So anything from broken rubber band to chair, whatever you want to say. Bye, Carolyn.
Bye.
Crayons. Food, water, clothes. Scratchy rug. Okay, I like that. Let's do a scene about an ugly, scratchy rug. Take it away.
Wait, the other person isn't here.
Okay, then I will be the column instead. Oops, I need to assign columns. Haha, I'm a great host. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is the person in the scene. Oh, interesting. Alice, would you like to stand in to be in the scene? Cool, awesome, thank you. So, Ryder, wait, okay, whatever. Giselle, you will be Alice's column, and Ryder, you will be Ben's column. So, cool, awesome. This is a scene about an ugly, scratchy rug. Take it away.
I'm gonna leave right now. Sorry.
Wait, Kenzie. Okay, they're just dropping like flies. I'll be the column in place of Giselle. So, Alice, I will be the column.
Sorry.
Bye-bye, Giselle. You were awesome. Bye. Okay, cool. Now,
Am I the one who tells
an ugly,
the
scratchy
story,
rug.
or am I the one who fills in the column?
you are the column. You fill in for Ben.
And am I in the scene?
Yes. Cool. Let's begin. A scene about an ugly, scratchy rug for like the 4th time.
Gosh.
Oh,
Is
this rug is so scratchy.
No, it's so annoying.
I mean, like,
Rug. Dad.
well, yeah, I did. I'm sorry. I don't know. I was at the store and then I saw this really beautiful rug and then I thought it'd be amazing. But it turns out it is
Very.
very terrible.
So can we buy another one?
Yeah, we can. Except the problem is, well, when I went to the store, there was like this really creepy lady, and she said, "Don't buy this rug, or else you'll be cursed for the rest of your life, and it will be the end of the world. And that if you return it or throw it away, it will kill you."
Yeah. So. Oh wait. Okay. Kenzie, I think was my column, and Ryder, can you be a column for both of us?
Yes.
Okay. So, you want to go out to the store now? No.
I would love to, but we can't. Because if we return the rug, we will die.
If we return the rug, we will die? No.
Yeah.
Will not die. We'll live and get our money.
Yeah, if we return the rug, we will not die. We will live and get our money back.
That's true, but
We might
what if
the rug in
what if we return the rug and then the owner
Yells at us and is a witch and turns into a witch.
yells at us and is a witch and turns us into a witch?
I think that would probably
Be very sarcastic.
what?
Very crazy.
That would be very crazy. Let's take the risk.
Let's do it, okay? So we should probably bring like a knife just in case like she wants to fight back.
Yeah.
And we should also bring our phones so we could like call the police. We should also bring we should bring a screwdriver.
Wait, no. We should also bring a
Pillow.
We should also bring a pillow in case we fall asleep.
You're right. So then if like she lets us return it, we'll all be happy and we can have a pillow fight.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go.
Wait. I gotta tell you something.
Mhm.
The reason why I don't want to go is because the witch is my grandma and I haven't seen her in 5 million years. And she said that she sent me cookies 10 million years ago, and she really likes me to send a letter back to her saying I received her cookies, and I didn't say I received her cookies. And so now she's going to probably be very mad at me about her cookies.
Oh no. I've never met my great grandmother. So this will be interesting.
It will. Okay, daughter, ready to go?
Yep. Okay.
Got the knife?
You're driving because I am 4 years old.
Taxi!
Oh,
Give it up, give it up, give it up. Nice job. I think we're supposed to go around the world's worst now, right? Let's get everybody in here. Everybody, step up to the plate. Bring in everybody. And in fact, let's do world's worst and an objections. If you have to go, you have to go. But I've got some people here I haven't played any games yet. And Caroline's back. Oh, there you go.
Mr. Walt.
Yes.
It says I can't start my video because the host won't let. Okay, wait.
There you go. There you go. Try it now. There we go. Come on in, Ethan. Ryan, you want to join us? All right. Oh, cool. Wrong date for Caroline. All right. So, So I need a job. I need an occupation. What do you guys want to be when you grow up, or never want to be when you grow up?
Zoologist.
Zoologist. Let's have the world's worst zoologists. Science at the zoo. World's worst zoologist. Who's going first? Go ahead. Take it, Jericho.
You mean I have to keep the animals safe, not let them go? Especially when they're babies.
Awesome. Carolyn.
Honey, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Emmett.
Honey, I didn't buy a zoo.
Carolyn, take it. Carolyn Natasha Ryder.
You know, I consider myself something of an expert with animals. You know, my favorite is the tiger. I just love their spots.
Oh,
Natasha.
in the zoo, since you hired me to work in the zoo, does that mean we get to keep free chickens, or are there any chickens in the zoo? Or can I take one free animal home? And for the lab test, when I'm supposed to test sick animals, do we have to kill the animals and then test them? Or we just...
Oh, sorry, that's good. Ryder, Canada. Alice, go ahead, Ryder.
Oh, you like these penguins? Here, have some more. Have 50 more. Oh, 20, 200. Let's go. Let's go. Eat. I want to get you fat.
Canada.
What do you mean I'm doing my job wrong? All the signs say don't feed the animals.
Alice.
So, my resume, I had a childhood dog. He was over, and I eat a lot of chicken.
One more world. Go ahead, Jericho.
Wait, you mean I'm supposed to stay overnight? Oh snap, I haven't been there in months.
Natasha.
I know it.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean, in my job, it said, I thought I was supposed to take the animals with me home. I thought I could feed them and nurture them at home, give them a bed to sleep, and I can nurture them there, right? Why do I have to keep them in cages? It's so uncomfortable for them. They're gonna like die in uncomfort.
Huh?
And sad.
Ethan, world's worst zoologist. Hey, props.
All right, kids. So this here is a very dangerous tiger, okay? Now, he's very bitey, so you gotta be careful. You can see the menace in his eyes.
Oh, I think we got a fight on our hands. Well, all right. Let's switch it up.
I had one.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Emmett and Alice.
Oh, so all the animals died, but on the good news, we can just market it as a museum now.
Roadkill. Go ahead, Alice. Alice, then Canada. You're muted. There you go.
There's like a giraffe over here. Okay. Next. Good.
Canada, then Carolyn.
You know, all my bosses say that I have the heart of a lion. I guess that's why they're trying to get me fired.
Carolyn.
Oh my god, these animals have such bad style. Okay, so first the chicken, like, I mean, it's cute, but I've got some pink dye, so, like, let's just go crazy.
Ryder.
They say that lions are part of the cat family. It may not be so bad.
Hey, anyone want some of this omelet? The ostrich finally laid some eggs. Oh. All right, let's switch it up just to mix it up. Give me the world's worst golf caddy. The world's worst person who works at a golf course. Go ahead, Natasha.
I don't know how to play golf. So if I'm hired for this job, then I'm supposed to technically know how to play golf. So I'm just gonna take the golf sticks, and since we ran out of golf balls, I'm gonna use the humans or the tiny because they're as tiny as a ball. I can just curl them off as a ball, and then we have this giant. I need to find a big enough golf stick, like a giant golf stick to. The baby might be like a little more bigger than a golf ball, so I might need a giant golf stick.
Alice, funny.
So, as part of my first YouTube video, I'm going to introduce myself. So, I have hair that blows. I'm like the kind of person who has hair that blows in the wind, even when there is no wind. And I'm like really rich, and I go to a golf club every day. And I'm not laughing.
Ryder.
I wonder what those little T's are for. Whoa! 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 Hey, let me get my teeth.
Emmett.
Okay, so you wouldn't believe what happened. So there was this golfing hole, and like Michael Jordan fell through it, Bill Murray, and Newman from Seinfeld, they all went through it, and like it's something about Space Jam. I'm not sure.
Jericho. Then Carolyn.
So first, I can't even drive a golf cart, so yeah. And plus, when they hit the ball, I'm lazy, so I don't really feel like getting the balls. So there's like 100 balls missing, so it's not my fault, it's their fault.
Carolyn.
Meow! I'm a golf kitty. Get it? Caddy? It's a stretch, I know.
World's worst golf caddy. All right, we got world's worst pilot. World's worst pilot. Who hasn't got one in a while? Let me have Ryder. But you're on mute.
Actually, can I go last?
Okay, Emmett.
Hi, welcome to Season 1, Episode 1.
Ethan.
Okay, guys, I know this is a passenger plane, but I figured it would be really cool if I did a couple barrel rolls for you.
Natasha.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys, but if you really want to go on this, you might have to face some issues. Like there will be lack of oxygen because I might be driving really. I'm like, no, and if we crash, it's not going to be my fault because I told you this from the beginning.
Carolyn.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Zoom Fast Flights. Now we're going to be taking a nice trip over San Francisco. So if everyone will turn on their virtual backgrounds, we can get started.
Canada.
I like to call myself a down-to-earth person, just like this plane. Just letting you know, say your prayers.
Jericho.
Well, usually usually pilots try to keep calm. But everybody, we're gonna die! Ah!
Bzzz. Ryder. But you're on mute.
Hello, this is Delta Airlines flight. We have snacks, but you have to pay for them. Buy one for the price of two.
Bzzz. Canada.
Welcome to your flight to Canada. Now, we would give you some good music, but we need 22 pilots for that, and we only have one.
Bzzz. Emmett.
On your left, you might see white, and on your right, you might see white. We're in the middle of a cloud right now.
Bzzz. Alice.
Hi. So for snacks, we have some like 5 peanuts that are oversalted in a very tiny plastic bag that is covered in more and more plastic and bad for the environment. Here you go.
Bzzz. All right, guys, we have our fleet of brand new 21 beautiful planes, and to fly them, we have 21 pilots. Wait, how come there's only 2 of you guys? Oh, bzzz. Canada.
We're all gonna die! All of us will one day. No one knows when. But it'll probably be when we hit this mountain.
Bzzz. Jericho.
So, you guys know I love animals, so therefore we're going to be switching it up today. Animals ride in the seats, and people ride under the plane. See where I'm getting at?
Bzzz. Carolyn.
So we're just we're just flying over nicely now. On your right, you'll see some clouds, and on your left, you'll see ocean. Oh God, hold on to your seatbelts.
Ryder.
Hello, this is Delta Airplane Flights. We're low on our environment, wasting our environment. So if we don't, we just put your snacks in the Volman bags.
Taxi.
No.
Yo.
You guys want to do a quick round of objections?
Sure.
Let's do a round of objections.
Emotional Zoom.
Oh, well, that's too many people for that. I want to play a game where everybody can play. We'll play that tonight later on and in class for tonight. All right, let's have Carolyn. Actually, want to MC this?
Okay.
All right, Carolyn is the judge.
All right, everyone. We are no longer in our homes. We are now connected as one. Still in our homes, but it's now a courtroom. All right. And I'm the judge, and you all are the lawyers. And basically, what's gonna happen? There's gonna be an argument, and y'all are gonna like argue with each other, and I'm either gonna sustain or overrule you when you object someone. So yeah, I'm gonna need some arguments in the chat. Anything like Coke v. Pepsi, or oranges versus apples, or anything. Okay. Anything. Bye, Emmett.
Oh, see you later, Emmett. See you Monday.
Anything at all? Any arguments? Okay.
Above ground versus in ground pools.
I like that one.
To be.
Sony versus Microsoft. I think I want to do in-ground versus out-of-ground pools. So yeah, we're gonna do that.
Okay.
You know, I'll get this started. I am very proud of my above ground pool. I've always been a fan of in-ground pools, but now that I have to pay for them on my own, I don't have parents to pay for the pool anymore. I have gone the cheap route and realized I got an above ground pool for less than $300. It's basically a giant baby pool, but oh yes, Jericho.
Objection. So technically, if you had an in-ground pool, you wouldn't have to climb up this ladder or anything to jump in the pool. But if you had an in-ground pool, you just run and jump in.
Why?
Sustain. Tell us about what a hassle it is to climb up the ladder.
Well, I've been through some bad memories before, and I kind of fell off the ladder, or bad quality in the ladder broke. So, yeah. Anyway.
Objection. Oh, go ahead, Carolyn.
No, I was just. I didn't know I could object.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I object because it's a lot easier to manage an out-of-ground pool because, like, once you got it all set up, you just have to fill it with water. But if you have an in-ground pool, you have to clean it every day. It's stuck there. You can't move it. Like, let's say you have to move. Like, you can't take your pool.
Objection. Yeah, but it raises the property value, so you can buy another pool.
Objection. You would think so, but it's so expensive with the insurance and the upkeep that some people don't want a pool in the backyard. It seems like a great idea. They leak sometimes. Oh, Jericho.
Objection. What I think is that wouldn't it be harder to clean the pool if you have an above ground pool? I mean, if you had a in-ground pool, I mean, you could just, kind of.
Ryder.
For the out-ground pool, you could just, it's more deeper because you're out of the surface, and you don't have to hear da-da every day when you're building. You gotta dig underground.
Alice.
But the building part is only for some time. Like, building it only takes a little while, and then for the rest of your life, you'll just have a very quiet.
Objection.
Ethan.
I've got contractors at my house, and I can tell you, it never takes a little while. It takes a very long, annoying while. And it's very loud all the time.
Objection.
Good.
You're wearing headphones now. Why can't you just wear the headphones when the contractors are here? Like,
Objection.
Carolyn.
There are other things to do than just be on the computer with headphones. And walking around with headphones can be annoying. What if you're trying to take a nap? It's hard enough to sleep, like, normally, especially if you have glasses.
Oh, objection. I have to wear headphones to sleep because my wife, like, puts these, like, wave sounds on to help her sleep. And I think it's the most annoying thing ever. These things, the sounds of the rainforest. And it's so monotonous, it drives me nuts. I have to put on, like...
Then she should be the one wearing the headphones if you don't want to hear it. Why doesn't she just put them in?
Objection. You say that now, but if I said that to my wife, the other option is the couch. And I like sleeping in my bed. It's more comfortable. And I would prefer to put up with the headphones. I don't wear these. I have little ear things that, so I put myself down with the pillow, and then it falls out, so I have to keep having to readjust it. So I have to play it right there and wedge it between the pillow. Oh, yeah.
You could just take turns.
Objection.
Natasha.
Well, I have an idea. Why don't you guys, your wife buys another bed, you guys put two beds next to each other, and then
Objection.
you can use headphones for there, and you use your headphones for the other bed.
Objection.
Yes, Ben.
Beds are expensive. Even like if let's say Walt here is using a king size bed, and then if they turn into two queen size beds are more expensive than a king size bed, and so it's
Objection. A new bed is probably cheaper than a whole lot of therapy we're going to need after getting no sleep for so long. You don't sleep for so long, it gets to you. It starts to bother you. Yes, Natasha.
Objection. Although it is easy, you can make a bed. You just need a giant bed cover. You fill all the cotton you have inside it, or else if you have any extra pillows, put it in there, and there, you have a nice bed.
Who hasn't been in there yet in a while?
Objection.
Yes, Carolyn.
Well, sometimes you don't have just like random cotton or bed sheets laying around, so you have to just sleep on the floor, and no one wants to sleep on the floor.
Objection.
Yes, Ben.
You could sleep on the floor if you were brave enough. I did that before, not at home, but I did that once at home. I didn't even need to sleep. I was a bit tired and I was lying down because I was trying to pick up some clothes, and then the next thing I know it was in the morning. So
Objection. I'm sorry. I don't know if it requires bravery to sleep on the floor. I think it's more laziness because you don't have the energy to get up onto the bed. So you're just
Objection.
yeah.
It also takes bravery because we all know that there are some monsters under the bed. So to sleep right next to them takes some effort.
I'll fall off my bed.
What's that, Ryder?
You don't care.
Objection.
Natasha.
Objection. When you sleep on the floor, bravery counts because you have to be brave enough to break your spine because the floor has a type of hard surface.
Objection! I'm sorry. If you're living in a house where the floor is going to break your spine, you should move. That should be, the very minimum. Go ahead, Alice.
Objection. I slept in a fort.
Oh, Alice, your turn.
I was still awake out with moving.
Ryder, hold on a second. Let's get Alice in there. Go ahead, Alice.
Objection, I am moving.
Oh.
I'm moving tomorrow. And
objection.
Yes.
Not everything's about you. I'm not moving. Ryder's not moving. Natasha's not moving. Everyone's not moving.
Objection.
Objection.
You interrupted me.
A travel trailer.
Objection. You were moving as you were speaking, Ben. You're like, oh, I'm not moving. You had a lot of movement in your speech while you were talking. You were very animated. Oh, yes.
That's not the movement.
Oh.
Objection.
Natasha.
So, I'm changing the topic back to the floor. I think that you can get the floor out use
Objection.
that.
Yes.
Hey. Don't hate on the floor. You should be lucky because the floor provides a lot for you.
Taxi.
Like, I mean a lot. You have to stand on it.
Yo.
Awesome. Good point. Good point. All right.
Mr.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Let me hit